Good morning, Steve Zellenauer here with Remax West Zellenauer Associates. I'll talk about inventory. We're at 89,035 units. We're holding strong at that number. We had just shy of 2,000 units sell last week, so we're starting to see still a very heavy purchasing of properties every week, so which is good. So inventory is creeping up, but very slowly. So what this is doing is it's still creating a big demand in housing and some weakness in some other parts. Because I'll give you an example. Last week we purchased a few properties for clients, and we went into an offer presentation on a property on a very magical street in Mississauga that should have had 10 to 15 to 20 offers. We only had 3 offers, and we secured the property shy of or less than $600K than the previous house in the area that's more of like a bungalow area, because on the street there's like $4 to $5 million houses, and these houses were basically the original houses that were on these lots. Good thing is my client's house that we purchased is fully renovated, so it's a turnkey house, and we paid $600,000 less than the house across the street that was a tear down and unlivable. So yeah, we did extremely well for them, and there was only 3 to 4 offers on that property compared to let's say last night that there's that you're starting to see that swing. Or last night we saw a townhouse in Mississauga getting like 41 offers. So it's that hit and miss right now. And we're into another offer presentation this evening for another set of clients. Hopefully we can secure that for them at a reasonable price, naturally. A few things I want to talk about today, and one of them was basically 2 topics. One's talking about the basically land transfer tax in Toronto when purchasing a property, and that's going to segue into the second segment. We're talking about how builders and developers are getting together, and they're going to create some sort of coalition regarding, they call it as one Ontario, where they can fast track building permits and stuff like that, which is quite cool. So talking about the land transfer tax, very proud of TREB, because TREB is our board that we're in. It's the largest board in the world, so it actually weighed in on Toronto's decision on what to do with this taxes. Because what the Toronto City Council was thinking of doing was implementing another tax on the land transfer tax. And if you're aware of Toronto's land transfer tax, how it works, you're paying 2 taxes. You're paying one on the municipal and then one on the city tax. So they wanted to add an additional tax on properties purchased over $2 million by 1%. That's quite large, another $20,000. So basically right now, if you buy a $2 million house, you have to pay 2 taxes at $36,475, which equates to almost $73,000. They wanted to tack on another $20K on top of that, which is kind of, it's unfair, naturally, right? If you've worked your butt off your whole life, why are you getting, and you can't afford a property like this, you shouldn't be paying all these astronomical amounts of money to the city just on a transfer. So what TREB's argument was, or Toronto Real Estate Board of Ontario, what their argument was basically was, the more that you tax on people moving up into other properties, like other price ranges. So basically, if you live in a $1.3 million house or $1.5 million house in the city, and you want to get into a different subdivision, larger house, you're going to be in that $2 million plus range. So what's happening is a lot of these should-be sellers are looking at, hey, listen, if we got to buy a $2 million house or another property, we're paying double taxes. Why don't we just use that money and renovate our current home and be done with it? At least we'll save money on everything, and our house will appreciate a lot further if we dump the money into this property. So that's what TREB's argument was, is that the more taxes you put on, the more sellers will stay put, not opening the market to first-time buyers, because obviously the houses that they will be renovating will be move-up buyers or new buyers into Toronto real estate. So great argument. I'm glad that they didn't put that together, and I'm proud of TREB that they stopped that, or they weighed in on it. So that's quite cool. And that leads into the segue regarding housing shortage, because that's basically going to cause a housing shortage. So there's a cool thing going on, and I'll just read the article here a little bit. Here it says, a coalition of key stakeholders are backing an initiative to standardize and streamline the development application process in Ontario. It has now reached critical mass, and it continues to grow. So 20 public and private sector organizations are now on board with ambitious initiative known as One Ontario. So basically what they're doing is that they're going to streamline building permit processes. And I'll give you an example. So currently right now, I was just reading this article, they say that we're building The amount of houses that we build each year, we're 12,000 short of meeting the expectation with the population, especially if we're going to spike to 400K a year with immigration in the future. So currently right now we're at 12,000 units short per year. And what's happening there is the permit process. And they're saying that, for example, it takes literally 180 days, which is 6 months, and a cost of $31,000 to get a site plan approval in the city of Toronto. So they want to take that down to about 2 months. So what's happening is everything's bottlenecking and you can't get product on the market. And what happens with that is when products don't hit the market fast enough, especially now because even the demand for housing, it brings up the prices. So the faster we can get products online, the better the prices will be for first-time buyers and anybody looking to move up. So what they're saying is they want to digitalize the process. So basically, instead of, like I said, 6 months, it would be 2 months. And also they're saying that they can so this is a good point. It says going digital meanwhile will help expose any weakness in the production line, enable us to improve the process, create consistencies, and become more efficient by combining elements into one step. So basically what's happened is if you ever dealt with a building permit in the city, you don't know what's going on. You kind of submit it. Does it go to this guy? Does it go to that girl? Which department is it in? Do we have to set another, consult? Where's the email? It's a disaster. So basically what they're saying is that they'll have better, it'll be more transparent the way the process is going because it'll be digitized. So maybe they'll have like a prompt on saying, okay, your plan of subdivisions in at this point. So sort of like when you get an Amazon delivery where you have different points, or UPS delivery at different points of where you are in the city, which is great. So then you don't have to waste. If you ever call the city, you're on the phone for just plan for your day to be off because it's sort of a little bit of a nightmare. So digitizing will be a lot better process for sure. So that's pretty much it. So quite cool stuff. So Toronto didn't get another tax, and also the building permit process could become streamlined and help everybody out. And that's pretty much it, guys. If you have any questions, always reach out to me at Stevens L. Nardo at Instagram. Thanks again. Ciao.